Hello students, I hope you all are fit and fine. Welcome back in the history class of 6th standard. Take out your book of history and civics. Today we are going to continue with the lesson number 1, the River Valley Civilizations. Before we proceed further, I would like to take feedback of the previous topic through some questions. Number first question is, give definition of astronomy. Number second, write any 5 features that led to the development of a civilization. Students, I hope you are capable to answer these questions. Now, in today's class, we will discuss the topics reasons for settlement near rivers and major river valley civilizations. Let's start reading of the lesson. Students, as we know, all the earliest civilizations grew up on the banks of the rivers. So here we are going to discuss the reasons for settlement near rivers. First point is, rivers functioned as lifelines and unstoppable vehicles for the development of various civilizations. Functioned means worked. So students, rivers were attractive locations for the earliest civilizations because they provided a steady supply of drinking water and made the land fertile for growing crops. This allowed people to support farming. Moreover, goods and people could be transported easily, and the people in these civilizations could fish and hunt the animals that came to drink water. That was why rivers functioned as lifelines for the development of various civilizations. Second point is, rivers provided continuous flow of water for agriculture. Continuous means constant. Rivers supplied continuous flow of water for farming. Due to the rivers, farmers did not depend on rain for the irrigation. Next point is, the fertile land near rivers supported settlement. So students, fertile means capable of producing vegetation, crops, etc. And supported means helped. So students, the rivers of the river valley civilizations provided the people a reliable source of water for drinking and for agriculture. Plentiful water and the enrichment of the soil made it possible to grow excess crops. This allowed for some members of the community to engage in non-agricultural activities such as the construction of buildings, towns, jewelry making, crafts making, etc. So the people started settling at one place. Next point is, rivers also provided means of transport and communication. Boats provided an easy way to transport people and goods, allowing for the development of trade and facilitating communication during the river valley civilizations. Communication means exchanging of information by speaking or writing. With the development of trade activities, people started exchanging their ideas with each other. Let's read next point. Rivers flooded regularly year after year, keeping the fertility of the soil intact. Flood means an overflow of a large amount of water, and intact means not damaged. So students, a flood is an overflow of water. It becomes destructive for the living organisms, but it helped farmers during the river valley civilizations by providing nutrients to soil. It makes the land more fertile and increases the agricultural production. Next point is, many of the earliest civilizations came into existence due to the availability of rivers. Existence means the state of being alive. Availability means the quality of being able to be used. The earliest civilizations were the Mesopotamian civilization, the Egyptian civilization, the Indus Valley civilization, and the Chinese civilization. All these river civilizations developed along large rivers surrounded by fertile land. These civilizations developed just because of the availability of rivers. Next point is, the river valleys became the focal centers of cultural, social, economic and political activities. So students, an organized government arose to meet the administrative demands of the growing population, and the social structure was primarily based on occupation. And the religious activities began to play the most important role in the life of the people. Let's read next point. Herodotus, the Greek historian, referred to Egypt as the gift of the Nile. So students, Herodotus was the Greek historian who referred to Egypt as the gift of the Nile, because the Egyptian civilization developed on the river Nile. So students, I hope the topic is clear to you. Now let's discuss about the earliest civilizations of the world. Major river valley civilizations. River valley can be termed as the mother of civilization. That is why all the early civilizations grew up in the river valleys. So, the earliest civilizations formed on the banks of the rivers. Students, see this map very carefully. The river Indus is located in Pakistan. The Indus Valley civilization grew up on the banks of the Indus River. The Indus Valley civilization is also known as the Harappa civilization. The Mesopotamian civilization on the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. So students, the Mesopotamian civilization grew up on the banks of the rivers Tigris and Euphrates. The Egyptian civilization was on the banks of the Nile River. So students, the Egyptian civilization developed on the banks of the river Nile. The Greek historian Herodotus referred to Egypt as the gift of the Nile. The Chinese civilization on the banks of the Huanghe or Huanghe. So, the Chinese civilization developed on the banks of the river Huanghe. The river Huanghe is popularly known as the river Yellow. Children, these were the four major river valley civilizations which grew up on the banks of the rivers. Now let's read Do You Know box. The Nile River provided the sense of stability to the Egyptian civilization. The first pyramid was built as early as 2770 BC. The Egyptians developed their first form of writing known as the hieroglyphic. So students, stability means the state of being stable and hieroglyphics means a pictorial form of writing. So students, the Nile River gave birth to Egyptian civilization. Students, this is the picture of a pyramid. A pyramid is a structure whose outer surface is triangular. Pyramids were built for religious purposes. Look at this picture given in the book. This was the first pyramid built as early as 2770 BC during the Egyptian civilization. And students, the Egyptians also developed the pictorial form of writing known as the hieroglyphic. So students, this lesson is completed. I hope the lesson is clear to you. Now students, your homework is you have to solve the back exercises, exercise number 1, 2, 3 and 4 on the book, and also solve the exercise number 7, see and answer on the book by yourself with the help of videos related to this lesson.